How's it going, people? It is Liam Caddison here with another episode of Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. As we're on episode number 6, we are about halfway done with this series. And yeah, it was a really great episode last time around because we had a bit of backstory regarding Anastasia, how different she was compared to the queen she is today. Not just that, though, but Cyrus, he's free. Doesn't mean he's immediately safe or whatnot. So yeah, it should be very interesting to see what kind of trouble he might encounter, as he of course now has his sights set on returning to Alice now that he has freed himself. But yeah, there are a bit of concerns going on at the minute as well, with Jafar having information regarding Alice that he's planning to use to his advantage, really. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into this episode. So, that said, let's get into episode number 6 of Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. Let's go.
See? That wasn't so difficult, was it? And I must compliment you. That is a very nice suit.
I'm sure there's a shop that, you know, has one just so similar. You don't need to do anything to him, Jafar.
I've tried so hard to forget. Yes, well, what I need you to do now is remember, your speciality is getting inside heads. Now.
So how the tables have turned. By getting in his.
Everything about Alice.
Darling, the cage has been cut open. If Jafar wanted to take him, he'd have used the key.
Maybe he lost the key. You never know. I lose my keys all the time. Come on.
Because he carries with him the greatest power of all. True love.
Oh shit, yeah.
Give us that necklace.
You even touch this necklace and you lose your hand.
Careful who you threaten, love. No
and careful who you talk to.
This one is.
She's got badass written somewhere.
I don't understand. Alice, where have you been all these years? Who's Cyrus?
The man I was going to marry. The Red Queen.
See, he's still not bought everything, and
you're home now. We can talk about all this later.
Father, who is this girl?
I'd like to introduce you to Millie. And this is your new mother, Sarah.
Is she evil? Stepmother?
Family now.
I don't trust her.
A little bit of darkness won't hurt anybody.
I mean, it hasn't hurt me. Oh, we're talking about the darkness in there, not like darkness within.
Please, mate, can I get a sip of that water?
You okay? You don't look too good.
You ever been stoned?
Maybe you've been messing.
At least I thought he was. Suddenly I can't quite remember.
Jeez.
Stay.
She's forgetting. Oh no!
To be happy in our home.
I don't like how she's getting bribed here. She needs that support.
And you will forget about Wonderland. And this Cyrus. Alice. Not befitting a queen.
Do not tell me what I can and can't do. Everyone keeps underestimating me. I was not
Oh,
always
shit.
queen. I know how to get my hands dirty.
Of course.
If I alone capture the genie, I will have him and his bottle. I will have everything. Jafar will have nothing, and I.
She will have that power.
Everything is wonderful here. You've got to see this.
Slow down.
Come on.
Yeah, Nave. Oh goodness. Oh Oh my god!
I made it. Isn't it pretty?
Nate, she's out of her mind!
Something just stopped everything to pick flowers. With Cyrus still a prisoner.
You know who Cyrus is?
Why would you do that?
Because it makes me happy.
Oh.
All the more reason we have to help.
Help? With what exactly?
Meeting a suitable young man, of course. Moving on.
Oh, come on!
I've been speaking with Mrs. Darcy down the road. Her son is...
This is not your choice!
...employed and not awful to look at. We've arranged for a tea.
So make him bleed.
Oh no.
Come on, Alice, we've got to find Cyrus.
How do you know? Maybe the guy fell. I mean, obviously he didn't, but
Lovely.
they don't know
I
that.
want to feel the bloody bark.
Generally. But if you don't talk, I will knock an answer out of you.
Oh shit. Oh. That's... wait.
You got something?
No, I think that came out of him. Oh. Oh.
Sorry.
We don't need you to be sorry, Alice. We need you to be better. And if you won't stop believing this foolishness, at least have the decency to keep it to yourself.
Oh, come on.
I want to be happy. I am trying.
Not nearly hard enough. We
Don't
really
you
have to get
start.
rid of this nonsense, Alice.
Since then, I didn't really use it properly.
Oh,
I feel
Nate.
guilty about that. Like you gave me something more than I deserved. Like I still owe you something.
Really like
That's
that.
why I can't let this happen.
Oh no, is she turning? Oh no!
A person can't forget their love no matter how much easier it would be.
You must.
I can't.
Then you can no longer live under our roof.
Oh shit.
Is that you talking or her?
There's one other good option. A doctor.
No.
He runs.
You just send me to a madhouse.
Not send you.
No, I think you are sending her.
You can let Sarah find you a husband, or you can live in a hospital.
She hasn't got any good
Here,
options.
pining for a make-believe life, Alice.
See,
Choice, Alice.
your average Joe is not gonna believe this, but it's frustrating. Come on! Yes, power of true love! Yoo-hoo!
Cyrus!
Fingerprint! Oh, there we go. Woo!
What are these? Get off me, let me go!
That's it.
It's going to be all right, Edwin.
Shut up, you!
We both know she couldn't stay here. She's going to be much happier.
I hate
She made the
her.
right decision.
I know she did. I was actually surprised at her wisdom.
You're turning me back.
That wasn't me.
Wasn't you, then who was it?
Say she had a bit of magic dust.
Bloody hell.
What? You want to remain a statue?
I want nothing to do with her.
She's still in love with you, Will.
Anastasia broke my heart. I knew the minute I put it back in my chest, I'd feel all that again.
You didn't want to
Feel all that
Like that.
pain.
So I thought, why not put off the misery until tomorrow, then the next tomorrow, then the next. And after a while, I kind of
Got used to it, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
So if you didn't put your heart back...
I'm afraid
They're a
you're
bit
wrong.
closer. He's gonna jump again. Well, he didn't jump last time. He just got pushed off. But I did say it was deja vu, and that's taking it literal.
You've seen Alice? Yes. And I can take you to her.
Oh shit! This is gonna be affirmation, isn't it? In terms of the father believing Alice, and maybe he's gonna change, his tune, and he might be. Well, I've just got a bad feeling that the father is now going to die. This is how I think it's going to go. He's going to feel all that regret about doubting Alice before, and he's going to die with that regret. Because, why not? Who doesn't love a bit of pain, right? But man, I mean, you just felt so bad with Alice as well. Like, not just in the growth, but also just going in the flashbacks and having the stepmother just be very, very controlling, not just to Alice and trying to force her to move on with someone who she would deem was real. But also, there was that, I don't know, there is that feeling in my gut that she essentially had the father on a bit of a leash. So, yeah, but pretty great episode. Especially knowing how Will was able to, I guess, be resist. Because I was wondering, how is he able to, withstand the pheromones and all that? And yeah, so pretty neat stuff. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty powerful episode exploring the emotions that Alice was going through, and just how fundamental Cyrus is to her, because obviously we saw in the flashbacks how that grief, she wasn't even allowed to grieve, and that's because of this idea that her adventures in Wonderland, they were all fiction. So it's just very, very sad, because to the average Joe, you're not going to believe talking rabbits or a genie, etc. But we know that they are real, and it's going to be very interesting to see the father's reaction once he does find that these things are real, basically. So, but still, the idea that she was getting forced into a relationship with one of the Darcy children, it's just very, very shitty. And especially with the mother, I just got really uncomfortable vibes from the mother. Like, there was this controlling aspect, not just to Alice, of course, but I don't know, I feel like there were strands of that showcased towards Alice's father. So, yeah, but I mean, obviously the father wasn't exactly helping because of the fact that we know previously that he diminished all kinds of talk about Alice in Wonderland. So yeah, but obviously Alice has been very troubled, and to have Alice in that ultimatum, you can either just go through with the arranged marriage. Well, I say arranged marriage, the arranged relationship, or you could go to the asylum. It's shit. Like, forcing someone to either go into a relationship they are not comfortable with, or forcing someone to go to asylum. Those are really, really shitty options, and it just makes you feel so bad for Alice, because yeah, she is just, the situation at home is just very, very upsetting and heartbreaking, and it just makes your stomach turn, really. So yeah, but it will be very interesting to see what does happen with Alice's. I do feel like he's gonna die. Like, once he does reunite with Alice, sees all these things are real, I feel like the red flags are there. So yeah, but it just made you, this episode, it just made you feel so bad for Alice as well, especially since like Cyrus is a very, very fundamental aspect to her heart, to her happiness, and we've seen that stripped away both in the Grove, because obviously the Grove makes you the aura of the Grove that makes you forget your worries, etc. And suddenly she was slowly forgetting who Cyrus was, and then she was forgetting who she was. So yeah, and then we saw the after effects. All of her worries just flooded her at once, and she was in pain. Like, you just felt so bad. And then, of course, you have a similar scenario where you have her family try to make her forget about Cyrus by saying you need to let this all go. He wasn't real. Your pain, it's invalid because it's not real. Cyrus is just is just fiction. So yeah, I feel like this episode did a very good job at showcasing the importance and that strength of how much Cyrus means to Alice, because you've got the Grove, who of course did make did make Alice forget who Cyrus was under its situation, its aura and all of that. And then you had the family just basically try to force that out of that idea that Cyrus was real out of her. And yeah, it's just very, very heartbreaking, but also very important as well, like to see how much Cyrus is, how much he means to her. So yeah, but it was also very great to have that explanation to why Will was not under the effects of the aura and whatnot. And that was because of his heart, because and there is a bit more of an emotional layer there. Also a good way of trying to bypass the aura. It's also emotional when he talks about how he was so used to that emptiness and how he didn't want to face the pain again, and thus no heart. So yeah, I really, really loved that idea, because it got me thinking. I'm not sure if Will is accustomed to this, but shouldn't Alice be accustomed to Wonderland, etc.? I was thinking why he wasn't under the effects, and like I said, it was a very, very emotional, but also very good way of explaining how Will was able to just not be affected. So, which does tie in well to how Alice was able to break out of the hold, because true love, isn't it? So, and that really affects the heart. So, yeah, I really, really liked I liked it, but it was also very, very heartbreaking as well for Will's sake. So yeah, but yeah, going into the flashbacks, like I said, it was very, very upsetting, because Alice was she had no good options, and Alice's father just, yeah. I mean, I feel like with Alice's father, there is a small side to things that he wants the best for Alice. Because like I said, your average Joe is not going to believe talking rabbits and Wonderland, etc. But yeah, it's just that we know that these things do happen, and Alice is going through a lot of pain, and she shouldn't be backed into a corner with two terrible options. If anything, Alice's father's got to be like supportive as best as he can, and I don't, either getting sent to an asylum or being forced into a relationship that's not going to make her happy. That's, yeah, it's not really good options at the end of the day. So, and it doesn't help that the stepmother is like, she doesn't really have any pleasant attributes to her. So the only one that you could really stomach was Millie, especially in that exchange when Alice was talking about Cyrus without, of course, mentioning Wonderland. But that still wasn't enough. Like, they were worried that Millie was getting tainted with all these ideas of Wonderland, but she only mentioned Cyrus. So, I mean, obviously Cyrus is not real in their minds, but yeah, I don't think there was a second that Millie thought that, oh, you mean Cyrus from Wonderland, etc. So yeah, but still, it was really, really sad going into Alice's backstory with her returning after Cyrus's apparent demise. So, and there was of course that parallel when Anastasia was looking for him. So yeah, that was pretty interesting, of course, with her wanting to attain that power, which makes sense as well, because we go back to the last episode and how power was so important for her. And it's something that I probably should have mentioned in the last episode, but I think the last episode gave you a clear idea of how important it is for Anastasia to not be, I guess, belittled or overthrown by Jafar. Because Anastasia, you have Jafar trying to topple her. So I feel like the last episode really gave you a great idea on how important it is for her to be on top of the castle, really. So yeah, but we had her chase after Cyrus. Cyrus decides to take advantage of the deja vu situation and decides to leap, which I don't think Anastasia was expecting, but here we are. So of course he's not going to he's not going to make all this effort in escaping for Alice, and of course, I guess, hand himself into Anastasia. He's going to take any drastic measures, even if it means a leap of faith, really. So, yeah, but I guess they're a bit closer to each other, but we shall see what kind of trials and tribulations that Alice and Cyrus will face. And of course, we have Jafar, who has been acquiring information about Alice by popping to London, meeting with that doctor that we saw in episode 1. And it's really great to see how the ramifications of his bullshit have really affected him, because obviously he was like, oh, they're just fictions and we're going to rectify them. And of course he saw the rabbit and he was stunned. And now we're seeing how he's still trying to process what he saw, like, oh, holy shit. But try to keep that composure, if that makes sense. So, yeah, but obviously you could see how Alice's stories and whatnot, how they were proven to be real. You could see how that's affected him. So, yeah, but really great stuff. I really loved Will getting to Alice, and there was some really, really amazing moments with, like I said, Will just trying to get Alice to be free from the hold of the Grove, and it was really, really good to not just peek into Will a bit of that, I guess, emotional side of things with Will and how he has denied getting his heart back because of that pain, but also Alice as well, and how upsetting the situation was and what led to her going to the asylum, because it is a very, very shitty scenario with her family just basically forcing her in, like, it's a rock in a hard place, and like I said, it's just very, very heartbreaking. So yeah, but we'll see what happens with Alice's father once he inevitably finds out that what Alice has been saying all these years comes to be true, since Jafar seemingly is bringing him to Wonderland. So yeah, it should be very, very interesting stuff there. But I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check the videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You guys take care. See you guys next time. Toodles!